Welcome to this week's edition of Jaguar News. I'm Amanda Salome.
And I'm Jose Contreras. For years, potters from Mata Ortiz in Chihuahua, Mexico have come down to South to showcase their art. One potter has been doing this for more than 20 years. See how he started and the legacy that Mata Ortiz has today. Vivid, creative, and inspiring are some words used to describe the ceramic pots made by potters from Mata Ortiz. Just a small village in Chihuahua, Mexico, Mata Ortiz is known for its handmade pots that are crafted with natural materials, close to the ones made by the indigenous people of Mexico 600 years ago.
They use a coil, they lay it down, the first coil, and then they build up the sides. They dig up their own their own clay from the hills around Mata Ortiz, and they also use a lot of the chemicals and to make their own paints.
Hernandez collects pottery from all over Mexico and Central America. He works closely with Juan and Lupe Mora, two potters from Mata Ortiz. Juan Mora has been making ceramic pots for 22 years. It's a tradition in Mata Ortiz that has been passed down his family.
Es muy unida las familias porque desde chiquitos juntos trabajando, cada quien a veces con sus ideas, pero en lo mismo, enfocados todo en lo mismo.
These handmade pots are all unique. Their intricate design and craftsmanship using all natural materials is what makes them one of a kind.
De los árboles y todo eso, nos gusta el campo y de ahí comenzamos, ¿no? Pues qué pintaré en esta pieza.
Once an impoverished village, Mata Ortiz has climbed out of poverty thanks to the success of these ceramic pots.
That's helped to raise their level of standard of living considerably. You see newer trucks now, you see some improvements to their houses. They've got 2 new schools in town, and there's several new businesses. So it's had a big impact on them.
These ceramic pots have art lovers and collectors on the look for the latest, most fascinating pots on sale. If you would like to purchase one like this, you can see Ms. McGray in the art building for more information.
Dia de los Muertos, also known as the Day of the Dead, was celebrated here at South once again. Jaguar News brings you more details on this cultural event. More than 500 years ago, when the Spanish conquistadors landed in what is now central Mexico, they encountered natives practicing a ritual that seemed to mock death. It was what the indigenous people had been practicing, a ritual the Spaniards would try unsuccessfully to eradicate, now known today as Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead. November 1st begins Dia de los Inocentes, honoring children who have died. November 2nd is Dia de los Muertos, honoring adults who have passed or died. South Mountain World Languages classes were able to bring this celebration on campus.
At South Mountain, we're going to celebrate with the exhibition of calacas and memory boxes, or cajas de recuerdo. And also, we're going to have masks, and we're going to have face painting.
The exhibition was held in the cafeteria, which was where the students were able to vote for their favorite calacas and memory boxes. I talked to one of the Spanish students, and she says the face painting has an important meaning.
Well, the face painting is a way to show that we care about them and that we still remember.
One student made their calaca and memory box on a former South Mountain student who recently passed away.
I did my calaca on Elijah. I came here 2 years ago, graduated from here 2 years ago. He passed away just recently, and I felt like doing a calaca on him because I wanted to do something in memory of him. He was a really great friend of mine. We played football together. He was a brother on the field.
Students and teachers say they had a great time and look forward to next year's exhibition. A student from Ms. Palacios' class made this beautiful mask. However, we do not know who won yet. For Jaguar News, I'm Amanda Salome.
Students now have a new opportunity to gain community service hours. Jaguar News reporter Arbion Anderson brings you more information on how you can receive community service hours right here on campus.
Donations will take place out of this office. 17 kids, families a day are being taken care of, And we also have parents who come down, donate, teachers who donate, students who donate. So everybody has an open heart in giving. We just have to get this stuff out there to the kids. Last year, we fed over 300 and, I would say, 95 students. If they work a full hour, they will get 1 hour's worth of community hours.
All students can take advantage of this new way to get community service simply by donating to the Community Liaison Closet in Miss Jones' room.
Have you come across any frogs while trying to enter class? Jaguar News reporter Julie Ginter tells us what having frogs on classroom doors represents.
The Jesuit Travel and Tourism Club has started their first annual Cocky Flocking fundraiser. The Jesuit members are fundraising money for an educational travel to San Juan, Puerto Rico. Cocky is a national mascot of Puerto Rico, and the Jesuits found a new way to fundraise money. The fundraisers consist of teachers or students paying to have a door flocked with paper cocky frogs. I talked to the responsible for Jesuits Club, Mr. Copeland, and he told me more on how they came up with the idea.
Idea that I got from one of my resources in Florida. They do a thing called flamingo flocking, and basically what they do is they take those plastic flamingos with those thin metal legs, and they'll go to somebody's house and they'll just put like as many as they can fit on the lawn, and so that when the person wakes up, they come out their door and they just see all these pink flamingos everywhere. And since we couldn't necessarily do it that way, so I tried to figure out a way that I can alter it so that it fits more into what we're doing here at South. And so the Coqui Frog is actually the mascot, the national mascot for Puerto Rico. So I was like, well, let's do Coqui flocking. So that's what we did. And since we're not going to go to a teacher's house, we can come to your door. So what we did was we printed out some paper frogs, and basically we're taking these paper frogs and we're putting them on different teachers' doors.
Miss Kunis is one of the teachers that already have participated in the fundraising.
I'm so excited because this is fun. So, shh, we're helping kids go to Puerto Rico. And so we're using culture, el coqui, coqui, coqui. And we're gonna blast on people's doors. So we've got Mr. Hodgson, and we've got Palacios, and Gaitan, and Flores. And of course, my baby, Mr. Kunis. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Here it comes. This is an awesome fundraiser to get students to Puerto Rico.
The Jesuits give you 3 options to participate. You can pay $5 to have your favorite teacher's door flocked. Each teacher can pay $5 in insurance to make sure his or her door does not get flocked. Or the teacher can pay $3 to get flocking removed from their door.
That's our hope, is that, you know, teachers will just support what the students are trying to do, trying to learn the concept of if you want something, you have to go work for it, but sometimes you have to come up with creative ideas in how you're going to work for it. And this is just one of the creative ideas. So our hope is that teachers will support by having their buddies' doors flocked, or just buying insurance so that their door doesn't get flocked. And hopefully what will happen is it'll create some wars between departments. Maybe like science department will say, well, we're going to flock English department, and English department's like, no, you won't, and then we'll flock you back. And then that would just be good for everybody. It'll be fun for the campus, and it'll be great for the students in their fundraising efforts.
The president of the Jesuits Club thinks this is a fun way to fundraise money and hope as many as possible will flock doors and help them on their way to their dream trip. Reporting for Jaguar News, I am Julie Ginter.
Coming up after the break, we bring you social media.
And Tyranny Hightower with a music review.
Did you know tryouts and conditioning started this week for winter sports like wrestling, soccer, and basketball? But before you can start, you need to be cleared. For more information, go to the athletics office and talk to Assistant Principal Fair or the coaches of your particular sport.
What are a few interesting facts about yourself that you'd like to share with South students?
Well, some of my students don't know that I play basketball, although sometimes it can be obvious. I'm 6'4", but I played basketball professionally, and I played in Greece for 6 years. I played in Turkey. I played for the Mexican national team, and I went also to college on a basketball scholarship. I was recruited by 52 universities, Division I.
I am a home care provider, and I have my own business doing foster care and adoption and daycare.
I've been a school administrator for 10 years. In different schools, I was a principal for a treatment facility up in Montana that specialized in working with students that were emotionally disturbed.
young women to participate in athletics outside of maybe their normal sports, that try something new.
Recently released Dracula came out just a couple weeks ago. Myra Cruz brings you the movie review.
Here's what our South Mountain students say about the new movie Dracula.
I haven't seen the movie Dracula, but I've seen older versions of them, and they're kind of corny, so they didn't really interest me as much.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's pretty cool.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I have been waiting an eternity.
Dracula Untold is an intense love story that changes everything we know about the world's most famous vampire. Vlad seeks a terrible power that will allow him to protect his kingdom and his family from the Turks. This action movie is PG-13 and came out on October 10th.
Save my family.
There's no turning back.
Drink Dracula.
I'm Myra Cruz reporting for Jaguar News.
Reporter Tierney Hightower brings you this week's music review on Artists on the Rise.
Artists on the Rise is a music category for the upcoming Europe Music Awards. It is sponsored by MTV, and 5 artists are being nominated for that award. One of the nominations is Jack Miller.
Don't remember what I look like.
Jack Miller is an upcoming rapper from West End, Florida. His debut album, Us Against Them, made #1 on the iTunes charts in 2013. His recent single, First Flight Home, is now trending on social media.
The second artist on the rise is Lucy Hale.
Some of you may remember Lucy from the TV series Pretty Little Liars. She has since then released 2 singles from her debut album called Road Between.
The third artist is Nick Jonas.
Nick was best known as being a member in the Jonas Brothers and is now releasing his own album that is named after him next Tuesday. His lead single, Chains, was released July 24th with the second single, Jealous. He has then released 3 more singles from his upcoming album.
The fourth artist on the rise is Fifth Harmony.
Fifth Harmony is a girl group that was formed on the second season of The X Factor. Although they did not win, they were honored with L.A. Reid's record.
The last artist on the rise is 5 Seconds of Summer.
5 Seconds of Summer is an Australian pop rock band that were recognized from YouTube. In February, they released She Looks So Perfect and topped the charts in Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, and the UK.
If you want to vote for one of these artists, follow me on Twitter @JagMusic or like my Facebook page under Jag News Music. That's it for now. I'm Tierney Hightower reporting for Jaguar News.
And now we toss it to our social media reporter, Christian Guzman.
South Mountain hosted a costume contest during lunch. There you could see people dressed up as Belle, Wonder Woman, a cat and Minnie Mouse, scary clowns, evil baby, and best costume went to Harley Quinn and the Joker. But teachers and staff were not left behind as they dressed up as a witch, a lion, and a Dia de los Muertos charro. I want to know what you were for Halloween, so make sure to post a picture and tag me @ThatSoChristian or at Jaguar News page @JaguarBroadcast, and make sure to use the hashtag SMHS Halloween. I am social media reporter Christian Guzman for Jaguar News.
The drama department put together their annual haunted house. Jaguar News reporter Armida Cepeda brings us more on this haunted house.
The inspiration behind this year's haunted house was a carnival theme, as many drama students had ideas to include clowns into the haunted house.
The light!
Classes in the drama department worked together and brainstormed ideas on how to make this year's haunted house.
They create all the designs for everything that happens within the haunted house. So they create costumes, they create makeup, they create a set design, they create their sound, and they create their lighting.
If any problems occurred, the students depended on one another to get things fixed.
This year I felt like we worked a lot more together because our classroom specifically, we only have like 10 people, so we always have to rely on each other.
Besides a change in theme, the price of this year's haunted house decreased to $2. Being just a 2-day event, the drama department earned a little over $1,500. 3 seniors in the drama department who had acted in the haunted house all 4 years said this year's haunted house was one of the best years.
The outcome?
Successful,
Successful, yeah, very successful. A lot of people ran
successful.
out, they didn't even finish it, get through it. I'd say we did, this is one of our best years, I think. Yeah.
Mrs. Lyons said that the money earned will help cover almost everything they will do over the year.
For the most part, it's projects that we do in class. We take them to go see shows outside of our theater department and our school district. Helps provide costumes and that makeup and everything else that we'll use throughout the year.
Reporting for Jaguar News, I'm Armida Cepeda.
Just before winter sports begin, athletes who took part in fall sports will get recognized. The fall sports, which are boys golf, boys and girls cross country, volleyball, badminton, spirit line, and football, will be given certificates, letters, and/or numbers at the 2014 Fall Sports Awards night on Wednesday, November 12th in the auditorium at 6 p.m. Everyone is welcomed.
That's it for this week's edition of Jaguar News.
Next week, we'll look into the changes that are coming to the school cafeteria.
And the impact that sneakers have on students here at South. Goodbye. Did you see the Suns game last night?